Forex Daybreak podcast, where we trade the Forex market with you. Entry, target, exit, and stop loss levels are covered when we walk you through every trade made in the show. 5% of Forex traders are profitable, and you can be among the winners. If you wish to find out profitable trade signals in the Forex market, Forex Daybreak is the show for you. Now, let's begin today's episode.
Good morning and welcome to episode 86. Forex pairs in this episode are EURUSD. A possible top has been made in EURUSD and next larger move is expected to be to the downside. Dollar yen yesterday 64 pip profit. Now a trade to the opposite direction has been entered. And Euro Canadian dollar, a swift move has been witnessed here, almost 1000 pips to the upside. We expect this to reverse and decline back to those levels where this 1000 pip move started at. It is recommended that you will learn to read the market yourself and not just blindly enter trades based on my signals or from any other signal provider. I will not take responsibility from your trading losses or credit from your profits. Okay, that said, let's start this episode. 64 pips, that's what we got yesterday. The day before we had an even better day, 187 pips. That makes our total for this week at about 240 pips. We had some minor losses earlier in the week, but yesterday we had a great trade with dollar yen. Before that we had a couple of good trades with pound yen and pound dollar. So 240 pips about we have gained this week so far. Of course there's today and tomorrow still left, so there's possibility to gain even more pips or of course lose those pips we have gained. But let's not get into that mode. We are here to make money, win trades, not lose trades. 2 new trades have been issued today. We will get into those in just a minute, but let's begin with EURUSD. We have made new highs, new midterm highs, let's say. Price now 110.1, and we have an ABC structure formed here. We are still below the line that I have on my charts, which is the low of the first wave. Remember that fourth wave and first wave cannot overlap in Elliott wave principle. The only exception is ending diagonal triangle, and sometimes this can be a leading diagonal. So in the first wave position we can have also a diagonal triangle starting the 5-wave sequence. This is more rare than ending diagonal, and ending diagonal is also quite rare. So if we take a look at this structure, we can maybe say that this is completed ABC structure. There can be, of course, a little more upside. The wave divisions on this C wave are quite hard to figure out at the moment. There is a possibility to count this as a completed 5-wave structure, but I wouldn't enter any trades at this point. I would like to see first some impulsive structure to the downside in order to confirm that we have resumed the downtrend. We still need one more wave to complete this 5-wave sequence before one degree larger correction can start. So let's keep an eye on this pair, of course, like we always do. There might be a little more upside before a reversal in this pair. There is possibility of euro weakness ahead if we take a look at some other pairs, but at this point there might be slight advance still left, but I'm not expecting any major moves to the upside. This 110, let's see actually what is the correct price for this line. So 110.88. 110.88 is the line. That is the first wave low. It is not probable that we advance above that level, so the upside is quite limited. We might get a little more upside, but there can be a good trade here if we can enter early for this 5th wave. But I would like to see first an impulsive structure to the downside before entering any trades on EURUSD. All right, let's move on to dollar yen. So yesterday quite a nice trade, 64 pips profit on this pair. Our entry point at 122.6. So right around the 61.8% Fibonacci expansion level. A little bit over that. So 122, sorry, it's a little bit under that, 122.6. And we had our take profit level on the 161.8% Fibonacci expansion level, which were at 121.36. And this is just what we have on the charts. And we have now a new trade entered here. We have a buy stop order 121.585. This is actually triggered already. Stop loss 121.3. Take profit 122.5. Like we see on the charts, we have a completed three-way structure in my wave count. So WXY, I have revised it as a WXY. Yesterday it was ABC. This is mainly because we see three wave structures and not a 535 or 335 structure. Let's draw it here. So we see 123.74 is the previous five-way structure high. And from that we have three-way structure to the low of the W wave. Then a complex X wave, which may in itself be WXY structure. I haven't labeled the divisions at this point. It's not very important because this is a structure that has already been completed. And then we see a large three-way structure for wave Y, and this completes one larger degree wave A in my labeling, in my wave count. So next we can expect a B wave, a three wave structure to upside. This is why I have quite conservative take profit level. I have it around 60, 70 pips. We can of course expect a much more upside because we have a five wave structure. Actually this whole structure from the 118.061 all the way up to 123.74 can be counted differently, can be a five-way structure in itself, and then this is a three-wave structure to correct that move. So we can probably even expect a lot more upside. So let's see how strong this advance is, how we get, or what kind of structure we get out of this, and maybe we can trade this even higher. But now I have quite conservative take profit at 122.5. A little under 100 pip. A trade is expected here. So this dollar yen trade for today, let's see how it works out. We have a good week already, and of course more pips are always welcome if we get some pips out of this dollar yen again. All right, let's move on to euro pound. Let's see briefly what's the situation here. I have now labeled minor wave 2 as completed. We have ABC structure completed. We also have a five-way structure for the C wave. I will draw it here. So from the low of the B wave near 0.699, we have first two waves, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 now, all the way up to 0.729, 0.728 levels. And yesterday we had quite volatile moves. This more or less a sideways range, what we have yesterday, but there's a slight peak to the downside. And at this point, it is a little bit unclear if we can expect a little more upside or if this has already completed. There is certainly a five-way structure to be calculated here, or quite visible five-way structure. But at this point, I wouldn't enter any trades since it's a little bit unsure if this decline has already resumed or if there's a little more upside left. My longer term view for euro pound is that we have now completed minor degree waves 1 and 2, so we can expect next decline to be, or next move to be to the downside, and this decline should be minor wave 3 and even more powerful move than the previous 5-wave structure, which started from the high of 0.74923 and ended on this 0.704 low. And since then we have this sideways expanded flat ABC correction. So let's keep an eye also Euro Pound. We can look for this decline and some clues if we have already made this correction or this correction has already completed, and we can expect the next larger move to be to the downside. All right, let's see Euro Canadian dollar. We have a trade here. Actually, it has also triggered sell stop 149.17, stop loss 149.7, take profit 144.7. So we have a ABC structure, quite sharp upwards move in Euro Canadian. Quite recently I revised this, maybe a couple of weeks ago I revised this count, and the view is that we are in a very large triangle and we are now just formed the B leg of this ABC structure within the triangle. This very sharp ABC move, actually the low is 143.5 all the way up to 149, 150 actually. So very powerful sharp move to upside, and now we can expect a decline back to those levels and even lower. I think 133 is the trend line. It is visible on the daily chart. I'm not going to take a look at the larger view now, but there's a lot of downside expected here if the triangle scenario proves correct. So this sharp move is the ABC structure. We can make out also, let's draw it here. So from the low of the B wave, we can see that we have a 5-wave structure for the C wave. And now we can expect a reversal and a move back to those levels 140 and continuing lower. This should form a large 3-wave structure to downside and eventually reaching those 133 levels if I remember correctly. So a lot more downside expected in this pair, and we can, of course, if we get a swift move to the downside, we can probably trade this pair quite a long time if we see this reversal happening now, and we are very early, very good position here if this starts to decline. This very swift move in a few days, almost 1000 bips has been gained in Euro Canadian dollar. So if the reversal is as swift as the advance, we can expect good trade out of this position we have now. So a lot more downside expected in Euro Canadian, and a trade has been entered and actually already triggered. Okay, that's all for today's video. Visit the show notes at ForexDayBreak.com/86. And let me remind you that you can get this video analysis, daily trading signals, weekly future trades video, books and access to my trading system when you subscribe to my basic membership. Membership fees only $10 a month, and I have a 14-day free trial for you to test out my service. You can cancel with one click, so this is truly a risk-free offer. Go to ForexDayBreak.com/basic and sign up today. More trades tomorrow, happy trading, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for your interest in Forex Daybreak Daily Podcast. If you like this show, we hope you'll visit our website, www.ForexDayBreak.com. Be sure to check the show notes on our website for this episode. Join us next time for another episode of Forex Daybreak.